prouder of my child, Ari. I'm assuming there's some story where in the story there's a bear who is thankful for food, I want to say. So it says, this is a thing. It says, Bear says thanks. Bear was thankful for, and I'm assuming in the story it was food. Here's food that Bear was thankful for.
Looks like food for sure.
And it says, I am thankful for, and what did my daughter draw?
America.
An American flag. Wow. America.
What
That's
a
literally.
proud
Oh, my heart is so full of love right now. Literally though, we'll be driving around, and she'll just go, Dad, American flag! Like it's it's just
Like it's the
she
best thing
needs
ever.
to get that across. I love her so much.
That's amazing.
Welcome
good
to another great patriotic stream, The Firing Pin weekly live stream. I'm Brandon.
I'm Pat.
There's other people here too.
I'm judging Pat.
I'm
I'm Josh. Pat,
And
Pat's looking at my can.
we got who else is here? Somebody else is here.
What does it taste like?
Come on, where is
It
he?
tastes good. Like an ice
Brian's here too,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to go on
Okay.
camera.
I'm just still trying to
He's
get
in
myself
charge of all that. Oh, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone is well.
You can really taste the hamster.
I hope our friends in
Maybe it's a
Buffalo
real hamster, so you know it's good.
are hunkered down. Hope they sharpened up their snowshoes. Do you do
Is
that?
that? I don't.
Do you even have
I
snowshoes?
think I should know, right?
Seems like
Do you even have them?
I was telling Anna today, I have one of those union suits, like the full, like the one piece with like the butt flap and everything, right?
Sure.
When I worked at Gator Mountain, they sold them one day, and I was like, oh, I have to get this.
Right.
So I've had it all these years, and I told her I want her to take a picture of me, like if we get some good snow at the house,
Gotta have the
I
butt
want to have her
Down.
get one with me, butt flap, and I'm just like, I got like a sharpening stone, and I'm like sitting there with my snowshoe, like sharpening them. I don't know why.
Oh, I thought you meant like a picture of you snowshoeing with the flap down.
That too. Look, the viewers, if we get, oh god,
That should
I'm
be on the
scared
calendar.
if we get 100 heart reacts, or how does it work? I don't know.
A snowshoe calendar might only work like in Alaska.
Probably,
Yeah, I don't think.
or like Hawaii. It's like
Yeah.
opposites attract thing.
Yes.
It's like a weird. All right, what are you guys up to this week? What are you
Oh
doing?
man.
Well, I'm talking about Beyond Driven Fitness and Performance.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
most
right.
They're cool. I've heard of them.
Some of our
Talking
best
about
sponsors.
So 66 Main Street in Leroy, guys, for all of your fitness needs. They have your CrossFit classes, they have your cycling classes, they have 24/7 gym access for members. They have it all.
They got
They just bought a bunch of new equipment, didn't they?
Yeah, they've got a bunch of new stuff in there.
Constantly investing in that place.
Always upgrading the equipment, always upping their game with the latest and greatest techniques, and they do a lot for the community as well. They do the Memorial Murph. They, train local student athletes in all the schools and stuff like that. Man,
Dan Clore does some stuff over there, doesn't he?
yeah, they do some charitable stuff with, or I guess it's, they do some work with American Warrior Foundation and their recruit training program, and I'm, kind of involved in that
Yeah.
tangentially
Yeah.
as well. We also got Arms Preservation Inc.
cool hat, dude.
Yeah, I got the right hat. Okay, good.
Cool hat.
So Arms Preservation Inc. Love their hats. They have cool T-shirts, which we also sell. They have gun bags, which you can slide your bolt action rifle or whatnot into and preserve it for up
This is
to
a
10 years. Well, it doesn't. I mean,
No, same idea.
they have.
This is
Hand liners.
It's a great idea. This to me is the idea, though. It would be to lock up the ammo, especially nowadays,
that
man.
stuff.
Holy cow, ammo is expensive.
Very expensive. They're not giving that shit away like they used to. So,
And $14. I mean, this will fit whatever you can fit in a 50 cal ammo can.
correct.
So I mean, that's a lot. That's a good amount of ammo.
That's a gang of ammo.
What,
Hell yeah, Borther.
about 800 rounds of 5.56, right? So for
Probably
less,
1,000.
it's 1,000 rounds.
Yeah, it's got to
50
be
cal?
well over that.
Oh yeah, that's right, 1,000 rounds or so.
I mean,
So
you
for
think of
less,
the little-
yeah, the 30 cal ones. For
like
the
1,000, not even up to like you could probably fit probably 1,200.
for less than a cost of one box, you can protect it all. Because how many times have you guys seen damaged and corroded ammo that's no good to anybody.
So many times.
All the time,
At least
unfortunately.
twice.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, two great sponsors. Check them out. Hopefully, we've got links maybe down below.
Work on that.
We can get that going. Michael,
Josh's beer sponsor, though.
who do we got? For
Josh's beer sponsor
was
is
Josh tonight? No.
Tyler.
Again.
Tyler at Pew is Life.
Okay.
Coming
Nice.
through with
Don't know if you guys know him.
Send whatever kind of pics you want
hamster
to
beer.
that.
Yeah, genuine, real hamster beer
Love it.
in space.
Michael Burdick sent us a very nice little love note in
Did
here
he?
saying that sometimes he forgets that we do the stream on Thursday nights, and then he'll get the notification from Facebook, and it's just like a little gift from the heavens.
Yeah,
Oh,
right. He sets his alarm for it.
Well, even so,
Oh my god.
the thought is there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so we've talked about our amazing sponsors.
Correct.
What have you
What
been
else?
up to? What have you been up to this week?
Well, you know what? I was out at the Escarpment Arms. You guys are familiar with that place today?
Yeah.
Super
And
cool guys.
Good friends
yeah,
of ours.
very very nice fellows over there. I didn't get to really stop and chat or anything like that, but I was over there testing one of the skirmish battles because you guys know we have a skirmish coming up, right?
Yep.
10 December. We're going to be out there hosting a skirmish. So
Well, what if it snows?
then we'll do it in the snow.
Is there an extra fee for that?
We do not charge extra for bad weather. You
okay.
get to enjoy that for free.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, we will definitely be out there, regardless of the. I mean, obviously, if it's not safe to be out there, then we will.
Well, you know what they say about snow, right? If you can't find joy in the snow.
Did you share that because of me?
Yeah. But dude, it's,
I died.
It's very true.
It is
though.
very true.
You will have less joy, but you will have the same amount.
The same amount of snow.
That is correct.
You got to find hobbies or activities to do in all of the seasons.
That's true. And
I think so.
as you guys know, like I am a big advocate, definitely for shooting. Like, you never know when your skill
Yeah.
sets are going to be. Like, we
Absolutely.
don't get to pick the weather patterns.
Absolutely. And
You can't always train in the perfect conditions.
Correct.
Right.
You know, we don't know.
And you got some badasses signed up, like several, right?
Nice.
Like,
We always have some bet. Anybody who like decides to sign up, they already just by virtue of like saying that they're going to come out there and compete, and then showing up the day of, like they already
Certified
that
badass.
says something about. Well, you know, they're definitely aspiring to be a badass, if nothing else, right? Like they want to go out there and prove what they can do, and they want to go out there and test what they can do. Because in a lot of cases, you know, it's nothing that they have participated in before.
absolutely.
To the point where, you know, some of them find out that they really need to go back and brush up on some like more, you know, as some would say, basic or fundamental or foundational
Breath control.
skills. Breath control is super.
Is Phil doing the
Critical.
photos again?
You know what? I haven't locked that down yet. We
Don't
gotta.
forget to breathe.
Yeah, no, breathing is super important.
Friends, hello. Hi, Joe. Joe Chirizo says hi.
Yeah, we're getting some. Oh, hey, what's up, buddy?
You can rent your own snowshoes.
I think
Yes.
he may have been meaning for the battle.
For the skirmish. We can set
Dude,
that up.
that would be.
I'll check the weather.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's likely that there's going to be snow at least on the ground.
Especially out that way. In
Correct.
Lockport
Yeah.
or wherever they are.
In Lockport, yeah.
At least you, as like the head of the skirmish, should have.
snow Dude, that would be.
Everybody else out there post holding.
else is like,
you know.
That's just like,
Oh man, they're going to be hella jealous,
I don't think you're gonna.
Are you guys' boots wet? Mine aren't.
right?
I'm floating above it.
Yeah, no, that's going to be cool. So we're excited about the skirmish. Also, we have a bunch of classes coming up here.
So many.
So many different things that we're going to do. We have pistol foundations classes coming up for those of you who are like just getting your pistol permits, or maybe you've had your permit for a long time and have never been into like any kind of structured like formal training environment, or maybe you just want to hone some basic skills and you want to do it in a group of other people so that, you know, maybe they'll ask a question that you're too embarrassed to ask, right? We don't like to not know things in a lot of cases. It's hard to admit what
I'm
you
gonna
don't know.
I'm gonna say too. This is the perfect time of year to buy. You know, people are hard to shop for, especially gun people
Right.
are hard to shop for. If
Can
you
be.
have someone in your life, your dad, your uncle, your significant other, whoever it is, if you have someone in your life that you don't know what to get them, think about getting them a class. You could definitely come down here, get a gift certificate.
100%.
Very soon, yeah. We're gonna let's post. Let's go live with this. So the artwork is a little. Well, no, it doesn't even say it here, right?
No, it says Black Friday.
So we were gonna wait until Black Friday to go live with this, but we do a gift card sale every year. We're gonna go live with that starting tomorrow. Come down here. You can get a $25 gift certificate for $20. So you're basically getting an extra $5 for free, right? Same thing if you spend $50. If you get a $50 gift certificate, we're gonna give you an extra $10 one for free. And if you spend $100, if you come down here and get a $100 gift certificate, you're actually gonna get an extra $20 for free.
Amazing.
So that's a pretty cool deal.
Yep.
And again, I implore you, especially, you've got someone in your life that's had their permit for forever. Maybe they're the one that showed you how to shoot. Think about, have you ever heard them take a class? Have you ever heard them talk about training?
Right.
It'd be a great time. That's a gift that some people will never buy for themselves.
Correct.
But then if you buy them a class, now they have to take it because you bought it for them. They're
Right.
obligated to do it.
It's also a gift that keeps on giving.
It is. It really is. Again, especially if it's someone who's your mentor in the shooting world, or just someone that again, your parent or your spouse or whoever. It's a great idea, and I think it's an underutilized little pro tip there. I would love that's a gift. As much as I love getting socks, especially at my age,
Right.
that would be
Wait.
a great gift.
Did you say socks with an O?
Yes.
Okay.
All of it.
Gotcha.
Yes to both. To whatever you heard. So yeah, if you're watching this, you get a little advanced warning of our gift card sale that's going to go live. And I think this year might be the first year you can buy gift certificates on the website.
We're gonna try.
We're going to try. We don't have that 100% locked down yet, but I think we're going to have that ability where if you're from out of the area or you just can't make it down here, you can go on the website and just say, hey, I want to put $100 on Pat's account, and that'll just happen. You'll get a receipt. You can give them whatever you want. We can send you a card with bumper stickers in it and stuff to give them, whatever you want to do. We can accommodate that. So,
And especially if you're going to call and say, I want to put $100 on Pat's account, we can definitely accommodate that 100%.
Well, it'll be 120 actually.
There you
wow,
go.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That is
And
true.
speaking of
That is
120,
true.
I believe Pistol Foundations class is
Costs
exactly
$120 American
$120.
dollars. There you go.
Wow,
So
look at that. So you're
if
getting it for $100.
There you
Yeah.
go, $100. Save yourself
Now through
some
Christmas
monies,
Eve.
and you'll be in there.
Jingle,
So
jingle.
I really like that class. I think it's a good one. And then we're gonna have some pistol mechanics classes as well. So that's like a 6 hour. That's like a one. I say it's 6 hours. I always run a little bit over
Oh, sure.
because
Sure.
you know what I mean. Like people have
get into it.
questions, or we get excited about doing different stuff, or we got to shoot a certain drill. It depends. I guess sometimes we'll shoot an exercise between 1 time and 3 times, depending. And if we shoot everything 3 times, then it takes a lot more time. Now, if we do everything 1 time, that I would say that's definitely rare. I don't think we ever just do
Yeah.
something once and then move on. We usually do everything at least twice, because I want you to try it and just for the exposure, and then I want to give you a little bit of, more knowledge, and then I want you to try it again. So
Got a lot of interest in the ladies only one.
yeah, I'm excited about that one as well. We always get some ass.
Okay, no, keep going what you were going. What you were going to say.
We always get some remarks that
Just get some ass.
no, I don't want to be insulting or whatever, but we always get comments that just really bother me, right? And one of the comments that people seem to make is about whether or not we have female instructors teaching the female class, and unfortunately, I don't even know that many female instructors. I know they're out there, and I know that there are a bunch of them that are super qualified and very good, and probably more than you might think could shoot the pants off of me, figuratively. But be that as it may, none of them work here or work with me or
Yeah,
are
I don't want to, send Pat packing, but if you are someone that is at that level, like, send us a resume, because I feel like they don't exist. They're unicorns. They just
They're around. They're out there.
not here.
No, but
you know what I mean.
But yeah, like locally, there's just not a lot of. So we're
If there was one, they would be teaching this class.
correct.
I guess we'll put it that way.
Correct. Yeah, and if there is a female instructor out there that wants to like come and do like a little, wants to have a conversation about coming in here to help out with something like that, I would love to entertain that conversation.
Because I understand. I guess I understand that. I don't. As a privileged male, I don't maybe agree with that mindset. But I could see where someone is more comfortable.
Are you mansplaining?
Oh, jeez. Listen, okay, do you know what?
I happen to know that there are a lot of, people out there who feel like it should be a female instructor teaching the females only class, and maybe there are even some females who would be more comfortable with the female instructor. But I have a very good track record personally, and we as a store have a very good track record of being a good welcoming environment for everybody, regardless of any of the
absolutely,
right,
yeah,
any of the differences that are male, female, racial,
if you come here
cultural, whatever,
and you like guns, we like you.
right. That's pretty much the
about it.
requirement, right?
Yeah.
Like if you come here and you're like a gun person, or you just want to learn more, and you have like the right attitude towards safety and stuff like that, we're gonna have an awesome experience. So I just want to make sure everybody knows, and if there are any of our female people out there who have maybe worked with me in the past, hopefully you guys will know that we do our best here to definitely welcome that growing segment of the shooting.
I do have a question about that class.
Sure.
We had a customer in here today who asked, and I gave her what I thought the reason was.
Uh-huh.
She asked why no 22s allowed, no 22 LR in that class. That's the only handgun she has.
That's a great
So that was the
question.
reason she asked.
So 22 long rifle, there's a bunch of different reasons that I could give you, but realistically it comes down to ammunition reliability.
That's exactly what I told her.
Right.
And I just told her basically that's our indication to you that that's not a defensive handgun.
Correct.
It's still it's a great handgun. Everyone should own a 22 handgun.
22s are fine.
They
There's
have their
nothing wrong with
place.
them, for sure.
But yeah, like if you're going to teach a defensive handgun class, there are things that come up in that class that I don't like say like recoil management, or just there's certain things where like 22 has like nerfed that requirement, and now you know what I mean. You can kind of either
there's
go for it or
that.
just, again, you're saying you're just drawing that line in the sand, like you won't allow a circle holster in a class.
But even from just a
Get this out of your
perspective
head. 22 's
feeding
not-
ammunition
Sure.
reliably, you know what I mean? And everybody's got
22, yeah.
right. If you have like lead round nose ammunition going into your semi-auto 22, and it's not
gonna take you
properly
3
like
times the run
clean
of
and
a drill.
lubricated, right? Like it's not going to work, right? And if your ammunition's a little bit underpowered and your gun gets a little bit dirt, there's so many different things that can go wrong. If you're shooting a 20, you're shooting a 22. Like okay, if you come with a 9mm Glock, there is I would say 50-50 chance that you own 6 magazines or more.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're coming here with a 22 caliber handgun, there is a 10% chance that you own more than 2 magazines.
Whatever it came with. Or,
You know what I'm saying? Like
You're right.
you're not out there
You're right.
stocking up on all these
You're right.
magazines, and
Yeah.
and you don't have a proper holster for that gun. You don't carry that gun.
Right,
Like,
it's a range gun.
it's a gun that you take to the range, right? So there's all of these
School.
different reasons why I'm not gonna allow that into the, because that's not what the class is for. The class is for people that want to carry a handgun and want to learn the proper mechanical operation of that handgun first, and then we can get into some other stuff. But the pistol mechanics class is for people that have a proper holster, want to learn how to use that have magazines, want to learn how to reload their pistol, want to learn the foundational skills to keep that thing working and to use it efficiently and effectively. That's what that class is for.
Boom.
Makes sense.
So we don't
Great class.
we don't have 22s.
B-Dog, we got any questions, comments, concerns?
Got a lot of stuff queued up.
Let's do
Let
it.
me
Go ahead.
just Todd says, because this is along the lines of what we were talking about. Todd Chanel says that you can just identify as a lady for that day. Problem solved.
There you go. No, please don't. Don't put me in that position where I gotta. Don't make it awkward.
Don't you put that evil ugly in your
Don't make it awkward,
I
man.
marked that I was interested in
Yeah.
the Facebook event just to boost,
Yeah, no,
whatever,
that's a good thing. 'Cause then your
engagement,
friends will see it. Yeah.
And I saw Phil Casper like ha-ha'd that I was interested in the ladies class. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Silly man.
All right, Brian, what do we got?
Brian, talk to us.
So yeah, we've probably got at least a half dozen.
I feel like I
things
can't
queued
get
up, so
directly behind
leave
this.
Yeah, we're gonna.
stuff here.
I think
So
it
first one,
goes
real
out
quick,
one more
Wesley's,
notch.
Wesley sent a heart to Daddy.
Aw, baby boy.
See, even that though.
Patiently awaiting his
Yes.
little sister.
I appreciate the patience, Wesley and Shannon. I did get to you guys.
He's so. Every time he's like, Daddy, are you gonna see the hearts if I send them to you? The hearts and the thumbs?
You won't see, but you'll.
I want to
hear.
send you so many hearts.
We'll tell him for you, Wesley.
He's so cute.
He's a good boy.
So related to the training discussion real quick, so a little bit out of order. Pistol classes are great. This is from Mike. But any plans for rifle stuff?
I don't know, man. Rifle stuff is hard for open enrollment because a lot of people don't want to bring them out as much. I mean, we can definitely get a little group together and do it. We could do some one-on-one stuff. But yeah, I think it's just going to be. I think the rifle stuff is going to be few and far between for a little while.
Okay. So since Brandon is messing with the rifle in question, Josiah does ask, is that a CZ600 Trad?
Yes.
Oh, it sure is.
I'm disappointed.
Doesn't work with GI mags.
No.
Lame.
I see your thumbs up, buddy.
PMAG all day.
PMAG, but not Stanag.
That's lame.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Magazine is fine.
I'm not a fan. Okay.
Still cool though.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
CZ 600
Why would it only work with rifles? It's
TA1.
weird.
Maybe it doesn't work with lancers.
I like CZ a lot. I like that they make very traditional guns, wood stocks. You know, like the what is it, the 5.8 or the 527s. or,
527
Yep,
are cool.
You know,
555s,
American series.
yeah.
Yeah, they make like just classic.
That shotgun
Some bolt
track
action
gun
ones.
Yep.
Yeah, they've got some like
All-American
side by sides, like bird guns. They've got some very classic guns,
Yeah,
and then they just
Drake,
go
the bobtail.
like it's like they've got a few different divisions of the company, and there's one that's just like be like Caltech kind of, just do
something
whatever.
innovative.
Yeah. So this is a neat. I don't know. It's a 223. It's got this neat collapsible. You know, I love that. You know, the collapsing stock. Just because it's so slim
Sleek.
now versus a side
Folding
a,
stuff.
a
You
side
could shoot it
folder.
like that if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Good.
super neat, and yeah, there's some gripes. The safety, I'm not in love with where that is, but you could get over it. And I don't. This is a very European thing. When it's on safe, you can't work the bolt, which I don't know. If you're gonna have that feature, I'd rather almost that it be a separate control on the bolt, or like another, like how the
Why don't we have a
Ruger's do
three-position
it, or-
safety?
yeah, or exactly.
Let's do a 3 position, and then we can lock the bolt if we want to. But I don't have to put my gun on fire in order to chamber around, because that's my
Yeah, like a
complaint
Savage.
with it. Is like I put a magazine in there, it's got 10 rounds in it, and then I want to cycle the bolt, and now I have to have the safety off
Sure.
with a live round. And
Right.
is that an issue? No, definitely not. I'll just put the rifle back on safe again if that is the requirement.
Right.
But even so, there's no need for me to manipulate the safety as an unnecessary administrative action there.
Sure.
I just don't like unnecessary administrative gun handling.
$11.75, brand new.
That's a good price though. I think
I
for
think so,
what it
too.
is.
Yeah.
For
It's
how
seven.
handy and small. I bet. Yeah.
Basically a chassis rifle. It takes AR mags, well, P mags anyways. I bet it would take that Stenag mag if we messed with it.
You could probably fiddle with it a little bit
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get it to work.
You know,
There's probably somebody on YouTube that knows the.
It's a pretty slick rifle. The trigger's very nice.
Trigger is
You know,
good.
I don't know if this is a pretty new rifle. I don't know if some of their other rifles, if this is compatible with a trigger that's out there.
Right.
Not sure, but I wouldn't mess with it. I mean, I think it's fine here.
I don't really like the angle of the dangle on the bolt.
No,
Not a huge fan.
sticks out too far or what?
Yeah, I just wish it was a little bit more tucked in.
Sure.
against the- I don't know.
Sure. So
I don't know. That's
yeah.
a very minor complaint.
I
but
wanted
the
to
safety
show
thing
off-
I don't like either.
Yeah,
Where
the safety's a big one. Oh, it was over here. I wanted to show off that H&K, Josh, but it
Yeah.
already sold.
It's
That
gone.
HK you posted.
She gone.
We were saying before the stream, like, man, when I was in high school, and still, I would say to a lot, like, I feel spoiled. The only reason that's not a Grail gun anymore is because we have the real thing. We have UMPs.
Yeah,
But like that gun, the HK USC, that's a like a holy Grail gun to a lot of people, and especially
People think it's neat.
back, like I said, like 10, 15 years ago, like when we were in high school, when Josh and I were in high school.
Yeah, well, I was in high school. I don't know.
You know, where you fighting a war.
Right.
That gun was like unobtainium. Like you would have never, I would have never thought I'd walk into a gun shop in Western New York, of all places,
No
and
way.
just see one on the shelf. But here you did.
Well, I think
Here
it's
it's a firing pin.
Very briefly.
I think it's
Very
like
briefly,
the
yeah.
perfect, I think it's like the perfect semi-auto for here, though, because it doesn't have a muzzle device.
It's a good one.
and it's very easy
Yeah.
to make it compatible or make it compliant, rather.
And it's still comfortable.
just by putting
Mm-hmm.
the shark fin on there, and then it's still going to do all of the normal shit. That it's
Yeah,
supposed
people
to
were
do.
saying that it looked awkward, but it actually was quite.
Very comfortable
Usable,
because of the ambidextrous safety.
Well, and depending on who made, like, depending on the actual shark fin itself, like, you can get Kydex wrapped with a little thumb dealy on there.
Ooh,
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, and then you get a good false grip on that bad boy.
A good false grip.
Fake news.
What? Excuse
grips.
me. What did we sell that for? 15.
Yeah, $15.99
That's a good
Yeah.
price too. I mean,
Yep.
that's not crazy.
for an H&K
Right.
compliant
Right.
rifle.
Absolutely.
You know.
So, what other questions we got?
We got quite a few and more coming in.
I love it.
Okay, buddy.
Is there another archery tournament scheduled?
There is not. I'll be honest. Life got a little bit in the way. Once we got the archery stuff set up, I'd still like to start accumulating some things, and when the springtime comes, hit that hard. Or maybe we could put signups out for a winter league, and maybe there's a night of the week where maybe the range closes down at 6, and from 6 until 9 or 10 or something like that, we do archery. So we're always down to try different stuff. If you, the viewer, are interested in it, if the customers support it, we're down. So,
I mean,
yeah,
why not?
yeah.
I bet people
why
would
not?
do it. Bet people would come out and shoot some archery at nighttime.
Yeah. Yeah. If you are an archery expert and you're maybe looking for a little part-time dealio, again, it wouldn't probably be until the springtime, but I don't know. It wouldn't, like I said, it's not going to be something full-time, but a couple, 2-3 nights a week maybe. Hit us up. Send us an email if that's something you're interested in.
So, question from Andrew, looking to get into muzzle loaders. Any suggestions?
Yeah.
Or Josh right up.
Man, you know what? I don't have a lot of experience with muzzleloaders, but all of the experience that I've had with muzzleloaders has been with a CVA, and man, they just make it easy. It was very, very daunting for me going from somebody that had never owned or shot a muzzleloader to get into it, but man, like I said, like CVA made it super easy. They got a lot of videos online, their products are very good, and like SIG, they are a total systems provider in the muzzleloading world.
Sure.
They own, the company that owns CVA also owns multiple other companies that make things that you need. Yeah, right. So, for example, CVA, CVA makes their own brand of like muzzleloading projectiles, which was very easy to to match up to the rifle and everything. And I think it's really cool when you go to muzzleloading. As a former scientist, there's a bit of trial and error there, finding the right loads, finding the right grain weight, the right kind of powder, the correct number of, like how many pellets are going to get you the best results.
True.
So I really like the CVA stuff. They have very, very entry-level guns like the Wolf that can be found for less than $200 sometimes. And they have some super high-end like tack driving muzzle loaders.
We've got some over there. Right?
Yeah,
We've got some CVAs.
Yep, we got some
New.
CVAs in stock. I have 2 CVAs. I have a CVA Acura MR, stands for mountain rifle. It's a shorter-ish length on the barrel, but the barrel is made by Bergara, so it's a very
Nice.
Is it fluted?
yes.
Yep.
It's a very good barrel.
Is it stainless?
It is stainless. Yep. And if Dan's watching, he can confirm that thing works. I have taken 3 deer with that one so far. Have not missed once, which is
awesome.
good with a muzzle loader.
That's awesome. Yeah.
that's very good.
There's a perceptive delay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have not missed. Have not had to shoot more than once. Have not had to track.
That's awesome.
I mean, the first one I ever shot with my muzzleloader, we actually got it on tape because Dan was filming. And man, as soon as you hear the round go off, you just see the deer go ugh, and just fall. And that's it.
I mean, it's
Done. Dead.
I know some people look down on that as antiquated, which, I mean, compared to metallic cartridges, it is.
Sure.
But when you're talking about power,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a 50 caliber projectile.
Right.
The bullet construction is generally very good with a modern, I mean, if you're just throwing a lead ball out there, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, even a lead ball will do quite well.
Sure.
But, if you use some of those, like, I don't know if you use like a Hornady load or there's...
So I use the Power Bell Arrow Light
Yeah,
250 grain.
some of those...
So
they-
like a Spitzer style, essentially.
They make like 405 grain.
Right.
You know.
You're talking about what's I know you don't like have a chronometer to measure it, but like they're not supersonic, but they're 800-900 feet per second probably. I mean, they're
At
zooming.
least.
They're
At
going.
least,
They
yeah.
don't break the sound barrier, right? I don't think, but
I don't know.
they might. I don't know what kind of. It'd be fun. We should maybe chrono.
I don't know,
someday.
yeah.
I don't know if we have a.
I do not know what the FPS.
If someone has one and would let us borrow it,
Yeah.
that'd be a fun science experiment. Just because I've never thought of what just to put some perspective on it.
Yeah.
People think again. I will admit they're obsolete, maybe, or people are into them because you get extra time to hunt.
You
right?
get extra
That's,
time to
hunt.
that's
Why
the
they
reason you get
yeah,
them,
right,
right?
right.
But at that same time, like you said, you take that one shot. If you do your part and put it where it's going to go, that's a hell of a round hitting
Oh,
that
yeah.
deer.
It's a lot
So,
Oh, yeah.
is it an older system? Yes. Is it
A lot
still
of
effective?
energy.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I really like the muzzleload hunt. I bought a CVA Wolf with fiber optic iron sights after the first season that I hunted with a muzzleloader because I had deer run by me at like 20 yards, and when I came up with my 3-power scope, it was
Too much.
It was just too close. So now I have one with iron sights. If I think I'm going to be closer, I can track a running deer a little bit easier with irons than I can with a.
You just hit triangle and
A
switch
scope.
your gun.
Yeah.
Triangle.
Yep.
But
Yep.
fiber optic sights work pretty well for stuff that's close enough.
Yeah.
Especially at the time you're going to go
When
hunting
you don't need
too.
no
Those
magnification.
low light
Snow time.
situations.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So, comment from Jeremiah, and I'm going to group a second one, the one that he just dropped. He's taking Todd's slot and making fun of you for your name tag.
Ah. Yes. Yes.
But so his other
Still wearing
comment is one of his fellow NCOs took our 16-hour class recently. Nothing but praises. Knowledge and details provided were very good. So, good report there for our instructors.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Great.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Awesome.
I don't want to beat it to death too much because we talked about it a lot last stream,
Yeah.
and we actually posted. I don't know if you
I
guys
saw
know,
somebody posted the video.
Tyler was able to pull out that snippet of us talking about the class. Just one thing I would like to say about it is New York State put out a minimum requirement, a minimum set of requirements. And the reason I bring this up is Genesee County just today sent us a form that we have to fill out certifying that our instructors meet the requirements to be called instructors that teach this class.
Good.
And also that when each student takes the class, that they have met these minimum standards per New York State. And I will say again that our class goes so far beyond those minimums. You know, that again, I think what we charge for this class, you are definitely getting more than your money's worth. That's all I got to say about that.
I would say so. I think we're definitely putting out a good product. Sounds like we've gotten some good feedback. We're definitely gonna keep filling classes, and we're not excited that we have to do it.
Right.
But if we have to do it, then we're excited that we're able to do it, and offer you guys a really good service there. So
Nice.
So next one, and this one could get us a little backed up in further
shit.
questions.
All right.
What is your everyday? Oh, sorry. Well, kind of misread the question, but we'll just hit it quickly anyways. Everyday carries. Mine is the P365 XL by SIG.
I carry a Shadow Systems MR920L.
Yeah, they're Glock 43 or Glock 19.
Same as Pat.
Boom.
And I just did a little bit of research with a standard load.
Oh, awesome.
The Power Belt Aero Lights
Yeah.
can, again, with a standard charge, can reach 1800.
1,800 feet per second. So that's
Yeah.
definitely supersonic.
Yeah,
What's that, like 1,200-ish?
I think so.
Is that somewhere in there? It depends on your altitude, of
Man.
course.
That's zipping.
That is, so how many, what's a standard load? Is that 2 pellets?
I think standard is 2.
Two
Yeah.
2 white
There's
hots?
3, because, that's 100 grains.
Do you like white hots or red hots?
I like...
Do you go with one of each?
Ooh. Typically one of each, yeah. But, no, yeah. That is what I use in my muzzleloader.
White hots?
I do
Yeah.
use white hots, yep.
Y'all are wild.
I'm trying to figure out if they're lead free.
That's always made me laugh. Like, nowhere else in the country do they probably have white
White
hots.
hots and red hots,
Are hot dogs. But yeah, for those that don't know, that's a type of black powder pellet. They're called white hots.
So for the person who just asked about mine and Josh's, or who just asked the group about the carry pistols,
It was Jim. Pelletera.
oh,
Oh.
Oh. I carry a Keltec PF11.
P3AT.
Okay. So I did see someone ask what our EDCs were. Okay.
what
sorry.
a dick!
It was Jim.
What a
Yeah.
dick! So funny. So
I got a
this-
holster I got to return to some company out of New Hampshire.
This is pretty much the pistol that myself and Josh carry. Ours don't have the threaded barrels, and the grip frame is a little bit shorter, but
I
you
gotta
get
get
the
one.
idea.
I want to be cool
The
like
Shadow,
my friends.
yeah, it's a good handgun.
Okay. So, quick question directly to Pat from Jeremiah: is the handguard that I dropped off going to work?
Oh, 100%. Yes, I'm gonna get. Actually, there's an FN barrel back there that's fixing to get some love.
I'll make you a
so-
deal. They've been sitting there too long.
Oh, don't you worry.
So I guess Jim did ask why for our EDC. So I guess in like one sentence or two sentences
Oh,
or
like
less.
why did we pick
did
our
you-
specific guns? Well, I picked the Shadow Systems gun because when I shot it, I thought it was a Glock, but with a couple of minor upgrades that I really liked. Namely, it was a direct mount solution for a lot of different optics. Had a match grade barrel, had a very, very good trigger, and it had the ability to change the grip angle, which I really liked. I shot it with the straighter grip angle for a little while, and I recently actually went back to the Glock 19 like standard backstrap because I found that was actually working better for me just right now. But
I don't know what I have
That's
on
the
mine.
19 one.
This one is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've liked
Yeah.
the most.
The 19 one worked pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just basically I thought it was a Glock, but just a cut above as far as like the frame and some of the other minor little things that I liked. I also like how it's basically a Gen 3 handgun, but it's got like a Gen 4 guide rod. So I thought that was pretty cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I just haven't had enough range time with the Shadow systems yet to like make the switch, but I know I will eventually. I just haven't,
It's a dope gun. You like it?
I'm probably gonna get rid of my 43 for a CR
Yeah.
920.
If I lived in a free state, it would be a 365 with like the macro, the 17 round
Yeah.
mag. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the guy. Just in New York, I don't know. It just sucks. You may as well go with like the Shadow system, like the CR, sized.
Yeah.
It's not that much bigger, but like, I don't know.
I just wanted something I can get my hand on.
That's what I
I don't have like really big hands, but I still want something that like when I go to reach for it, I know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
And my hand is going to be exactly where I want it to go, and I don't have to worry about like grabbing too low and missing my pistol grip. I don't have to worry about grabbing too high and getting up on my slide. I just get my hand where I want it and I go. I always go like thumb to the belly button and then we're there.
Nice. You didn't mention like the barrel length, did you?
No,
Okay. That's like my main reason for
because it's got a 4.5.
for this gun. Yeah. Because with a light at the end, I mean, man, if I could carry a 5-inch barrel, I would.
Right.
And I just found out that Walther makes a PDP with the compact grip and a 5-inch barrel.
Oh, dude, that'd be so
And
dope.
it's cool. We transferred one. I was like, I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, PDPs are pretty nice.
Because, like, this is already out there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's one thing I noted about my new X Compact is that the HL or TLR1 sticks out quite a ways
Correct. Yeah.
compared to the barrel, so I may have to
Yeah.
go for a smaller light.
That's why this, to me, is far superior to a 19.
Yeah, really, Brian.
If you're going to carry with a light.
Brian, I would think like a TLR7 would be more suited for what you're like carrying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That'd
so
be
this-
dope for you though.
probably what I'm going to end up doing because I
I
switched
like
away
those lights
from
too.
my
Yeah, they're
Those are
cool.
nice.
I switched away from the Glocks for my full size to the P320X Compact
Yeah.
just a couple weeks ago. So
Yep.
P320X Compact is a really good handgun. I like
For
I
sure.
like all the X-frame guns a lot.
For sure.
okay,
What else we got? Ooh, Cody Butlin's watching. I'm so nervous.
Swoon.
So handsome.
It's kind of apropos because this next comment or question has the word heart in it, but not like swooning like that kind of heart, but still it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever used Heart Barrels? They're a local company out of Syracuse.
I have not. I saw that question come through from Mr. Rotter. I did not.
Never heard of them.
I have not.
AR barrels?
Don't have any
I'm
experience.
assuming?
No. No, they make
Just
a lot.
set
They
barrels.
make like higher end
Well,
barrels for bolt guns.
cool.
Heart like HART.
Precision.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I had a Mauser.
It's the one that.
Had a large ring Mauser.
Manzella Precision. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a large ring Mauser. It was a Model 98 with a heart barrel that had been rechambered in. It was chambered in 30-06. And
Do I remember that?
yeah, it was the one with the really nice stock, but it had like the cattywampus. Like the scope mount was like drilled weird.
Such a great word. I love that word.
So
That
I could never mount a scope after
Yeah.
the scope mount got lost. I could never mount a scope because whoever mounted it, the scope mount or the mounting holes were drilled crooked on the receiver.
Yeah.
So the
remember
mount was like
that from
a
that.
custom made one-off that was specific to the. So then once it was
Corrected the defect.
Yeah. So then once
Jesus.
that mount was lost, like the gun was useless pretty much. So
That's neat, though. I'm intrigued by a small semi-local. Syracuse is local, I would say, in this world. That's neat that someone is making rifle barrels because that's not easy to do.
Josiah just commented. He said on their site they say both AR-15 and AR-10.
So there we go.
All right. Well, I stand
Maybe that's
corrected.
something
They make some.
Yeah, maybe get a couple of them.
Look into that, yeah,
Check 'em
because I love supporting local industry.
Well, and especially like there's a lot of higher, like even those FN barrels are not cheap.
Right,
Those
those
FN
are
barrels
what,
are pushing.
350, 375, I think.
They're
That's-
like
that's sticking on
300
there,
some odd
yeah.
dollars. Yeah. So I mean, if you know, Hart's making a nice barrel and
Right,
it's in
if-
that price point range,
Yeah.
why not?
Let's get some.
So the
Cool.
next one we've got is from one of our strange customers, a Joe Terzio.
Oh man,
Sounds
that guy.
Italian.
He's asking what hunting holsters do we recommend. So I'm guessing probably for his like Glock 40.
Sure.
Sounds like one of those immigrants we shouldn't let.
Um,
That was New York City back in the day, by the way. That was Tammany Hall.
right.
I think everyone should have guns.
Just Holster It makes a chest rig.
Is it similar to
That-
the Kenai one?
It's similar, but different.
Sure.
Their chest rig can accommodate any of their holsters, which is cool.
Yeah.
That is neat.
That makes that cool. I have one of those. It's very good. But I really do like my Kenai chest holster for my 40 MOS. It's because of the way that the Just Holster It system works. It stands off a little more from your chest, and with my very heavy gun, tends to angle the gun
Just outward too much.
a little bit in toward me, and
Oh, like your muzzle in toward you. But
yeah,
the
and
holster-
the Kenai, because it's elastic, it's very tight
just suck it in.
and it
tighter, yeah.
moves with you well. My only complaint about the Kenai is that the retention is too good.
Right.
But here's how, in the fact that if I wanted to draw it, I really got to yank on it, and it's very noisy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably making.
So that's my complaint about the Kenai. But what I do is when I get into my tree stand, right, and I get all settled, and I sit down, I take it out and I just kind of rest it there.
You just hang it
So it's
on
in
the trigger guard off a little
yeah.
branch.
So, you're right. So it's in the holster, but it's not retained in the holster, and that's what I do. So if anybody has any other comments about hunting holsters,
You should talk to the Just Holster
Drop
dudes
'em.
and let them know, like, hey, we should tweak this thing a little bit.
Yeah.
To make it, you know what I mean? Because they're awesome.
for sure.
They're cool guys.
I wonder if they could, put the wedge kind of idea for like a appendix holster to help angle the barrel and
Yep.
back more straight. down.
Yep. I'd like to try to get them to make something similar to the Kenai that comes in at a lower price point, because I think they could sell a lot of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they could
'Cause
tweak
the
whatever
Kenai is
they're
kind of the
working
only
with
game
for
in
the
town
harness or whatever.
It's the most
That
expensive
people know
holster
of.
I've ever bought. It was $150.
It's very, yeah, it's pricey. I bet they could
very
like
good
make
holster, though.
something that's pretty like
I
similar.
think they could do it for 75 or 80.
Yeah,
80
man, you
bucks,
should
you know?
you should chat with those guys and see if you
Yeah,
can. What else?
Basically, the only thing we have left now is Josh. You've already seen this, but someone brought up the issue we had with a customer today, and I think it's a good, thing to discuss safety. Just remind
Sure.
everybody about safety again.
Yeah. So Jim made a comment.
You have a bug on you.
He was here in the store.
Jim McGee.
Yeah, when
What's up, Jim?
what happened, he said I had excellent professional composure today, which I didn't feel like I did, because I got I was pretty heated.
I think anybody would be a little hot when that
Yeah.
happened. So what happened?
So, like always, I was doing 6 things at once, and Brian was like, "Hey, Josh, can you take a look at this man's AR?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like, what do we got?" And he put it up on the counter here. I went to open the box, and then he, from the opposite side of the counter, grabbed his AR before I could get to it, and his muzzle went from here to here, it like instantly, and I was like, whoa, and I cursed a lot. I was like, don't point that thing at me. You know, what the hell?
I mean, like, that's, yeah.
It's not loaded, bro.
But,
So I go to, clear it and open up.
He did say that, right?
He didn't. No,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He may have. I was,
Oh, sure.
I had like tunnel vision at that point.
But usually that's what people say. Like, what's not a big deal?
I've heard it so many,
It's not loaded.
So I pull back the charging handle.
Because you can't drop the
and
magazine because it's,
Correct.
New York State compliant.
Pull back the charging handle, and it goes. It doesn't extract or eject, but it goes to double feed. And I was like, well, this thing's fucking loaded. So I was like, and it's fucking loaded. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and you want me to help you? You just pointed a loaded gun at my forehead, and now you want me to help you? I was like, so I was.
It's not funny, I'm sorry.
I was very heated, dropping a lot of F-bombs, going into the back, clearing, I take it to the gunsmithing shelf, take the base pad off the magazine, rip the, mag guts out, take the bullets all out of the magazine, take the one out of the chamber that was directly pointed at my eyeballs, and I come back here with a handful of my bullets, and I toss them in his case, and I'm like, now that the fucking gun's unloaded, what did you want me to look at? And he was like, well, I just needed help unloading it. And I was like, well, it's unloaded. Like,
Yeah.
But he knew it was loaded. Okay, there's so many problems. So I have so many, and I'm really glad that I was not here. Because, like, as cussed out as you think he got, he would have gotten
Old Sarge would have come in.
87 times more cussed out.
so
But,
I said,
like-
don't ever bring a loaded gun in here ever again.
Sure. Yeah, like, if anything, leave that stuff in the car and then let me know that, like, hey,
But
we
he
got a
didn't even
situation.
tell me. Like, if he had told
Didn't tell
me,
you that the gun on the case
Hey!
the gun on the counter is loaded.
I don't know how to unload my gun. My gun is loaded.
And then
I could be like, okay, let me
Right.
take care
Don't
of it.
touch it.
right, and then what's he doing touching it? Like, he brings it to you and you're opening the case, and then why is his hands getting
Just
into the mix?
Tell me.
And then, like, why is the muzzle getting so drastically out of position that it's ending up right?
How old was
I
he?
have so many problems.
Guy?
20s, yeah.
I have so many problems with this whole scenario.
And so, like, once you like yelled at him, what was his attitude? Like, was he like puppy dog with like between his legs? Was he like giving you
Yeah.
attitude back? Because that's the worst when
Yeah.
we have to correct people like that, and then they have the audacity to give us attitude.
Um,
You know.
Yeah.
So I always
very,
wonder, like, what is he?
very
forceful?
complacent after,
Yeah,
after
okay.
that.
That's at least.
And to his credit, I asked, because after that I told Joe and Brian, I was like, listen, I'm not going to deal with this kid. I was like, if he needs something else,
It's hard. Yeah, it's
you
hard
guys
to-
take care of him.
yeah.
I was like, I'm not.
It's hard to, like,
Not doing it.
change gears
Right,
after that.
and not just
Because you want to just harp on it.
your
for a
turn
long
sandwich.
time.
Yeah.
I checked in with the boys after they had left, and I was like, which one of you cashed him out? Because he did go in the range after that.
Yeah.
And I for 5 minutes, I sat there, and I was like, man, do I even want to let this kid in the range right now? I was like,
Yeah.
I want to be like, look, you're not shooting today.
Not today, anyways. Yeah, like you need to learn. Yeah.
So
Which we would have. I would have supported that. I wouldn't have faulted you.
I
don't fault you for letting him shoot either, though, because I'm sure he was super embarrassed about it, and hopefully that is something that sticks with him. I don't want
I'm
to
not
say.
here to give people a hard time, but like,
I feel like you either take training and you learn through a structured environment like that, and hopefully through your training, if it's quality like ours would be, you learn a lot of those do's and don'ts, and you never really have that type of scenario, or you have that scenario, and that's how you have to learn these lessons. And thank gosh, multiple rules weren't broken, right? Like, some terrible rules were broken, 2 of them, right? Never have the gun loaded with the action closed until you're ready to shoot, and don't point at anything you're not willing to shoot at, right? Luckily, all 4 of the rules weren't broken, because that's generally what it takes for someone to be injured, and there was there was no discharge or nothing. I didn't get to that stage of negligence. But I feel like we fall into those two camps. You kind of like learn like trial by fire, and this is not a hobby. There's a lot of hobbies that you shouldn't like. Skydiving is probably not one that you should learn like just, casually or whatever. Firearms are definitely one.
I don't feel like you can be calm in that. Like,
no.
If I'm calm about it, would it matter that much to him?
Right.
Probably not.
But
No.
he's not gonna learn the same lesson, I think, as he would when he feels like genuinely embarrassed.
Well, there were
And
6
when-
people in the store.
Right, and then that's the other thing too, is like you want everybody. How do I say this? Not that you want everybody in the store to know that this dude isn't being safe, or you want him to know that he's being like publicly shamed.
But it's
or
a
whatever.
learning.
But the shame is part of it, right?
100%.
Like
yeah.
the part of it is like drawing the attention of everybody else. Like, look, that is not that's not what we do.
Right.
And it's not a personal attack on him. It's not like, hey, motherfucker, like you're not.
And we
cussing him out.
don't do it for if you
not like
if
a
you
power
if you
trip or
if
an
you
ego thing.
if you spin the cylinder on a revolver and you slam it closed, we're gonna say, hey, don't do that again. We're not gonna freak out on you like that.
Right.
Because those are different levels. Like, yeah, that was a justified freak out. 100%.
Correct. Yeah, if it's like a safety thing where we're talking about somebody's life, limb, or eyesight, it's a totally different thing than like a procedural.
right.
You know what I mean?
And
Like,
that's happened too. I mean, John Huther has had a few scenarios in the range where someone has been very unsafe or they've been damaging the range.
right.
And, first of all, you're in a shooting range, so it's loud. So it's not like I can just go there and like, hey man, just so you know.
Right,
Dude,
yeah.
Like, there are times where it needs to be like, whoa, what are you doing? Stop it! Like, that's the only way to address it. And it's like, I'm not mad at you. I'm not like, I didn't beat you up. I'm not going to hurt you.
Sure.
But it's like
Don't take it
sometimes,
personally,
yeah,
but
like
you
that
do
needs
need
to happen. Like we will shake hands afterwards, and like you can
Sure.
come back most of the time. But yeah, like every now and then we'll get a 1-star review or something like that, and those are like that's
Oh, I got yelled at.
right. Unfortunately, there's a lot of ego attached too. We see it where the guy is here with his girlfriend and they're nailing the ceiling up there, and it's like, I don't want to be having this conversation with you.
Right.
I want you to just be shooting the backstop like you're supposed to be. But here we are.
Well, it's like not that difficult either to like be mindful of the trajectory of, you know what I mean? Like you understand that paper doesn't stop bullets.
Right.
Like that's the thing, is like a lot of times in that scenario that you're describing, it'll be somebody that's out there shooting at an upward trajectory,
Ugh.
and then it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm hitting my target. When you go out there and say something, it's like, well, I'm hitting my target. Okay, but what happens to the bullet after? Like, does the bullet stay in the target, or does
Right.
the bullet go through the target? Because there's something behind there. It's called property.
Should we paint like? Remember in Men in Black, there was the scene where they're like shooting the monsters. And there was like a little girl with the books and stuff. Should we paint on the baffles stuff that like people shouldn't be shooting at?
Right.
Just the white steel.
Just so
Like,
they know.
I was gonna say like kids, but that's a very bad message to put
No,
up there.
no.
Like,
Well, I
puppies?
mean,
I don't know.
I don't know, because if you do put kids up there and somebody's in there shooting at you could be like, all right, well,
What if the ATF comes to use our range?
then they'll just
Can't put
then they'll
puppies
only
up
be
there.
shooting.
So on the whole target height thing and shooting at an upward angle, just like I said, so an example like where the guy is taller than his girl and sets the target for his height and doesn't adjust it.
Correct. Yeah, no, that's a great example. We've all seen that happen. Or we have some targets that are very long, right? So if you hang those targets in like a portrait orientation as opposed to like a landscape orientation, we're gonna have a problem.
Right.
So if you just do the little thing, so I think paying attention to detail, right? And then obviously, when you guys come into the store, I think it's really important to observe like certain rules, right? Like when you're putting a gun case on the counter, only one person should be reaching into the gun case at a time. It's usually the guy behind the counter if you're bringing it to us, right? I'd say that's like a pretty solid.
And there's a sign on the front door, and I'm tempted to go unlock it and read it. I know I wrote it. I don't remember exactly what it says.
I wanted to do
But
that
I think
too.
that there's a giant sign on the front door that says
gonna
like,
go do that.
don't bring a gun in here, and like, yeah,
Because
like,
I brought that up. I brought that up earlier. I was like, I think there's a sign on the like. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there's a sign on the door. that
like
says-
there's
Yeah.
a couple that might be like,
And I wanted to say, like, hey,
Tapes, yeah.
keep your gun in the case, and like, we'll take it out. You
right.
know what I mean? Because
that is
like,
generally how I like having things done. I'll ask someone, can you put your gun up here? And like, I'm gonna take it out
because
And
we
I
know the safest direction
Right.
generally, right? And they may not.
Attention! All firearms, unless holstered and concealed, must be unloaded with action open. Do not uncase or unholster a firearm in the store until directed
Yeah.
by staff.
Did they hear that?
All firearms must
So, yeah.
be pointed in a safe direction at all times.
Unless it's holstered, it's got to be unloaded.
So wait,
And keep it in the case until we tell you to take it out of the
And
case.
action open.
Josh,
And action open.
Hi.
do you mean to tell me that at your face is not a safe direction?
That's not the safe direction.
Okay, noted.
My
You telling me I gotta learn how to read to come to the firing pin?
Listen, my face is my money maker.
That's all we
That's how I
got.
make my livings.
That's all I've got, dude. Is this puna?
That's how I make my livings.
Oh my god.
Without my
So
face.
funny. So funny.
Do you have any more questions, comments, concerns, bitches, gripes, complaints? It's bedtime.
So far, it's just some other stories about people shooting things they shouldn't in the range.
Don't shoot
But
things.
That's basically it at the moment.
Okay. Do we want to do some inventory stuff, and then we can?
Sure can. We have lots of hunting ammo
Yeah.
for you last minute hunting shoppers.
A couple years ago, we didn't have that.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of cool handguns, a lot of cool lever guns, a lot of cool lever guns.
Some of the coolest, I think.
And quite honestly, if you don't have a
Did we sell that one
semi-automatic,
Henry already?
yeah,
That
Quite honestly-
was that 44?
Yep.
44 mag?
if you can't get or don't have a semi-automatic rifle permit, arguably lever action
Yeah, man.
would be the next logical.
In particular, like a 357 or a 38 or something.
100%.
of
We've got
that
two of those
nature.
right now: a Rossi 357 for 775, and a Henry for 974.
Can we talk about those Rossies for a second?
Is the Henry a side gate? Yeah, we can.
Those things are pretty good.
It's a
The
golden
color
boy.
case hardened.
Yeah,
ones.
those are like decent.
And it's
guns.
rifle. It's a rifle.
I want to see.
That's a long boy.
That's the. That's not the Rossi. That's the Uberti.
Oh, Birdie, sorry.
No, but still, the Rossi ones are nice, man. They're much like
Yeah.
nicer than they used to be.
That thing's long. Love
Right?
it. And it's octagon.
Yeah.
Me, Reiki.
I think that these guns have come a long way in
do
terms
too.
of the quality. Like I've been watching these
you can
guns come
delete
through here.
That.
Really, the
There's
safety
a way.
on top?
There's a way to delete that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. As somebody who like pays attention to the build quality on a lot of this stuff, I've been seeing Rossi guns get transferred through here for a while, and
Yeah.
I do think that the build quality on some of these guns just seems to have gotten like markedly better. The quality of the
Yeah.
finish, the way the stock is kind of fitted to everything, the way
gorgeous
the
stuff.
actions move, just a lot more quality in the way that these are made, I think.
For true.
So if you guys are thinking
don't
about getting a, yeah, for sure. If you guys were thinking about getting some sort of a lever gun, don't sleep on the Rossies. 'Cause
Don't do
they're
it.
pretty nice.
And they don't make very good pillows. We got a gang of lever guns. I mean, Joe has not been saying no to any lever gun. Nor have I. We also have a gang of shotguns. Shotguns have kind of come back into the limelight, as you will, for that 18 to 21-year-old crowd that wants a gun. You know?
Yeah. Now that the semi-automatic rifles are kind of,
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that much on the stream, but federally, if you are between 18 and 21, you get an enhanced background check.
Yeah. It goes
No matter
for an instant delay.
what you buy. So if you are 18
Instantly.
and you come down to buy this 590A1, you will be delayed. If you are between 18 and 21, you will no longer ever walk out with a gun. Same day.
That's
There's
wild.
essentially a nationwide 3-day waiting period.
that
At least,
something-
minimum,
Is that
right?
something that's like new?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
very new.
that's a,
You know what there's not a 3-day waiting period on?
what's that?
Muzzle loaders.
Routers and 3D printers.
My man. My man.
Blocks of
There's-
aluminum.
There's
Right,
not
gun
a
parts.
there's not a 3-day waiting period on those.
So I'm not a shotgun guy, as most of you guys know, but that 590A1 with the marine coat and the M-lock is pretty stinking.
It fucks with a
Cool.
I
PH.
have never seen a shotgun from the factory
That gave you a
where you could easily mount a light.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always you have to buy,
Yeah,
you know, that extra piece, yeah, that you can the clamps
Those gotta
between
buy
the two
clamps,
tubes,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever.
Or
You've
the
all-
string
and
light
it's like-
racker.
right. You've always had those.
Which I do love that.
The Steiner thing
The
that they
Surefire
sold,
was
that
cool
light,
with the
yeah.
battery.
But like from the factory, where you can just
Streamline
put a
was
piece
pretty
of
cool.
rail on it and put any type of scout light that you'd want to.
Yeah, it's pretty neato.
Super cool.
I like it.
For all you deer hunters,
Look at that.
still have a Glock 40 MOS
Don't know how.
in stock. I shot mine yesterday.
If I wasn't getting away from Glocks, I would be picking that up myself.
Well,
Cool one.
maybe you shouldn't get totally away from Glocks.
There you
I'm
go.
switching to one grip angle. Adjusting grip angle was throwing me off in the pistol mechanics class.
It can be somewhat of a hindrance. I don't want to say that,
That
it's
doesn't
like,
bother me at all. I don't know why. I don't feel like the grip angle has any input on how I shoot.
Here's the thing. The reason that I changed back to my Shadow Systems Glock 19 grip insert was specifically because I was shooting in our New York concealed pistol class. I did like a little demo on the range, and I was shooting my 19 with. I know it's weird.
Did a demo.
I did a demo. Don't do it. Don't do.
You're such a show off, Pat.
What is this? The Navy SEALs?
Such a show
Oh
off,
man,
Pat.
you guys are killing me. So I was shooting with the iron sights, and it was working like real good. Like my gun was just doing exactly what I wanted to do. And then I was like, man, that grip angle felt awesome. And then I switched back to the same one in my Shadow Systems. And when I brought the sight up, just every time, the sight was exactly where I wanted it to. I mean, like I didn't
Yeah.
have to. Like sometimes I'll go and I'll be doing dry fire and I'll do a draw and I'll press out and I'll be like, oh shit, I need a little bit more wrist. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But then with the 19, just the way that my wrist naturally is behind that gun,
Yeah.
it just kind of settles it
Interesting.
right in. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I overthink it, which is probably.
I don't know. I haven't noticed. You know, I mean, you guys know all the guns I have. They're all very different.
Well, you don't shoot with an optic that much on your pistols either.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So I think
That's
that's
true.
probably the differentiation there.
Cool. We got any other questions?
Sorry, I got distracted. Work is not leaving me alone tonight.
Me either, man.
Sucks.
No questions, but one other thing. Sounds like just a helpful customer kind of thing, talking about safety and gun issues. That Mike was here, and there was a guy with a possible squib. And oh no! Okay, so this wasn't another customer. This was one of our staff members. I'm guessing it's Cam because it's talking about a GI Vietnam pack.
Could have been.
yeah,
Cam, yeah.
most likely.
But yeah, so the guy came out with a possible squib, and actually no, it was Mike himself. Sorry, and helped him check and make sure the gun was safe before he went back into the range.
Good
Cool.
deal.
Nice.
Like it.
Very.
We got to give something away. So we're not going to be here next week,
That's true.
Thanksgiving.
That's true.
So we should do another giveaway.
The week after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In 2
let's do
weeks.
one. I like it. One last thing, or we can talk about other things, but one last thing that I want to
Thank
know
you.
before we get out of here. There was a bunch of bills that were passed over the summer that have screwed a lot of us over. There was a bill that was passed that I was very vocal about when it was passed. I haven't talked about it much because a lot of bills were taking effect that affected all of us. In September, Concealed Carry Improvement Act, among others. But there is a bill, S-4970, which is aimed at, poor pun, but it was aimed at FFLs.
Right.
It's aimed at gun dealers. And it puts forth a set of requirements unlike any other state has for their dealers. There are security requirements as far as alarm systems, camera systems. We have to store our footage that we get for 2 years. So we have to have 2 full years, right? Most DVRs will hold like 30 days to maybe 60 days worth at the most. Again, physical security requirements. We have to have staff training beyond, again, what we already do anyways, because we want to have quality staff, but soon there will be mandatory New York State staff training. There are rules regarding now, like any gun shop that you go into, come December 4th, you will not be able to grab your own box of ammo off the shelf. Ammo must be kept out of reach of the customer. So you've seen our black and yellow ropes that we've had up for a while now, kind of in protest of this or bringing awareness really to it. December 3rd, December 4th is right around the corner. It's like 2-3 weeks away, not even. So we've got a lot of scrambling to do. You're going to see some changes behind us here on the racks. I'm very sentimental about this place. Josh and I, as a lot of you know, built this building with my parents and a couple other people that helped us. But, you know, Josh and I did a lot of work. Every board that you see in this building, Josh and I put nails in. Like, we put those boards up. We built these shelves, right? Like, these, we did this, right? And again, I'm not, I don't hate the changes that we're going to make. I'm looking forward to some of them as far as how we're going to store the guns. I wish we weren't forced to do this. I wish this was just a decision that, you know, hey, it's the right time. This is something we want to do. We've saved up for it. Let's do it. I'll be honest. I think as a lot of us were, we were hoping that the election would have gone a little bit different. Mm-hmm. We were hoping that maybe some of these laws we would have known that, okay, like the SAFE Act, yeah, the law's on the books, but don't worry about it. You know, like we don't have the means to enforce it now, so don't.
Right.
The law is not on the books really. That didn't happen, so we kind of hedged our bets and we waited, and we got to scramble a little bit. So you might see some changes coming up. I don't want to close down. Obviously, from a financial standpoint, we need the money coming in to pay for all this stuff. But also, I hate closing down so that we can't serve all you fine folk. But you might see there might be some dust around here some days when you come down. We might have like tarps up over certain parts of the store. We might have alternate arrangements for some time. So bear with us. We've got some changes we need to make. But yeah, Bill 4970. We've got to take every firearm and lock it in a safe at night. And that's a big change we have to make. There's requirements in there. We have a bound book, our books for the ATF. We keep, when a gun comes in, I log like the gun's information, where I got it from, and then like when you buy the gun, I log out who I got it from. So I have a record of like every gun, where it came from, and who it went out to, so they can trace all these guns if they show up at a crime scene. The ATF can come in once a calendar year and do an inspection. We just went through one of ours. We passed it just fine. We're still here. They can come in again in a year. If there's like a criminal thing, they can come in whenever they want and get our books. But we don't send them our books. They come to us. They take a look at them. They kind of reconcile against whatever they have, and then they leave. Right? They don't take the records with them. The feds are prohibited from having a registry of any kind, which is what that would be. New York State is not prohibited in any way, and in fact will be creating a registry based off of, I have to have a separate bound book just for New York starting December 4th, and every April and November I have to send it to them. Mm-hmm. So that's there's nothing I can do about that. Same with the ammo background check and the ammo registry. There's no background check yet, but there is a registry. I have to log when you buy ammo. I have to log what you bought, who you are, your info, your occupation. God forbid we don't know where you work.
Right.
That's ridiculous. But we're working to fight these. Like when they were passed, this is probably the least, none of these laws are sexy, but this is the one that's going to get the least amount of attention, I think, because it's not aimed at you, it's aimed at me, it's aimed at us here. So you'll feel it when you go to any gun shop and you're not allowed to sort through the ammo yourself, and you're going to have to look at it through glass, and then you're going to have to bother one of us. It's not a bother, I don't mean to say it like that. You're going to have to come get one of us. When I'm the customer, I feel like it's a bother.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I don't want to bug somebody to, whatever. Maybe I just want to check out, because there's data on ammunition. I want to compare two different boxes. I want to get the fastest velocity ammo in 10 mil.
100%.
And now I got to ask you to open the cabinet just so I can compare the info on two boxes.
Nobody wants to feel like they're...
it's just stupid. So there's a lot of changes coming down the pipe, and we were talking about this before the stream. The city of Rochester back in the 80s or 90s passed a bunch of laws that basically drove out all the gun shops in the city because it was too hard to meet all the requirements. It just didn't make sense. The stores that existed would have had to put too much resources in there to do it. And any store that wanted to open, it was like, why the hell would I even bother? Because I'm limited, right? I'll just go to Henrietta, or I'll go to here, or Virgin, wherever. That's why there are no gun shops, and until someone just really has to want to open one in the city
Right.
to do it, you can't even, if you have windows, anyone from any angle walking by, you can't be able to look in the window and see a gun. And it's like, that's the point of having a city store, would be like windows, window shopping. Yeah,
right.
That's just one of many requirements. They've had that requirement of having to lock your guns up in a safe, again, since the 90s. Again, nobody's going to do that. It's just crazy. I hate to sound like gun owners are always against any type of improvement to public safety or whatever. We're not. Make changes that will make sense for all of us.
That'll help somebody.
But I hate to say it, there's going to be a lot of stores that close up. We heard some scuttlebutt of a few today that when their licenses expire or first of the year or so, they're done. They're done. I feel like there's going to be a lot of stores that once they get that first, state police, we're here to see how you're complying with the law. Don't forget they hired 400 additional state troopers to do all this. Right. As soon as they're out of the academy, they're going to be hitting the road doing all this kind of crap.
I'm really bummed about Queen City closing, man.
End of an era.
End of an era, dude.
End of an era, man. But there are gun shops that will be closing. I haven't heard, or I haven't seen much from the big box stores. I was at Runnings the other day, but I didn't go over to the gun department. I didn't think of it. I think their ammo's already locked up, I want to say. Yeah, but their guns, are they going to lock their guns up at night in the vault? Are they just going to keep them in their cases like what we plan on doing? There's just so many, unanswered questions that, or I haven't been over to Sportsman's Warehouse in a long time. Do they have their ammo just out on the shelf where you can grab it? Are they going to lock up,
I haven't been there forever.
Tens of feet of, I got the quote to lock up 12 feet worth, and I had a heart attack reading the price quote. They have a lot more money than we do. They have a lot more shelf space too. They might have 100 to 200 feet worth of aisle that they gotta enclose. Right. And then, like we were saying, if you're a young guy or if you're someone who's been saving up, you've been working a job, you're gonna retire and open up a gun shop of your own now. Are you gonna? Now that you have to jump through all these hoops,
right.
We have to. We're here. We're not going to close up. We're we're in too deep now. But again, one of the requirements is you've got to have a professionally installed alarm system. You've got to have professionally installed cameras. You can't just use a ring. Yeah. I don't see anyone with a kitchen table FFL keeping it. It doesn't make sense.
Why would you want to?
It doesn't make sense. I hate to say it. And that's exactly what those in Albany that pass this stuff want.
Correct.
That's exactly what they want. They're going to kill the culture They don't need to pass more laws after
Right.
this, I would say. So,
No, just get rid of the.
Sorry,
the want
I'll get off
to
my
keep
soapbox.
guns.
I wonder what Mike Anderson at Eights Armory is gonna do. You know?
Yeah,
right?
a lot of guys like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's cheaper ways to do it. The camera store, the 2 years of storage alone was like $3,000 to figure out a solution. And we have a pretty low tech solution for that. We're just putting in a DVR and swapping out hard drives. Like,
Yeah, and I
As
quoted
it goes.
you storage that was like $30,000
Mhm.
to meet that requirement. So that's among the cheapest possible
Yeah.
options.
yeah, your solution was very nice if it was something we had to actually like access maybe like regularly or whatever. Yeah, that was a great solution. That's probably what some of the big stores are going to have to do, just because to them swapping out hard drives once a month isn't
Yeah.
that's not feasible for them. But yeah, fuck New York, man.
Yeah.
Sucks.
100%. Hundy P.
We're not going anywhere though.
Hundy P, as Josiah would say.
All right. Anything else we got to say? No. All right. Goodbye.
Later.
Love you.
Thanks, guys.